They say that your 20s are the most fun and best years of your life, but we should also work at being financially responsible too. Hey guys, I'm Marissa, a fellow millennial and 20-something, and this is my channel, The Budgeting Life, where we talk about budgeting tips to help you win with money. I am 24 years old, almost 25, you guys, and I have just been thinking about the financial goals that we've been able to accomplish in our 20s, and I wanted to sit down and share what I think are some important financial goals that every 20-something should be working on before they hit their 30s. So if you are new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. You can scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss when I post a new video. And with that, let's talk about 5 financial goals that you should be working on in your 20s. The first financial goal is to become debt-free, or at least start your debt-free journey in your 20s. So in your early 20s, you've probably graduated college and you may have some student loan debt, and your 20s is a great time for you to either become debt-free or start working on your debt-free journey. I actually graduated college at the age of 20. I graduated a year early and I have a late summer birthday, so that's why I was so young. But as soon as I graduated college, my husband and I worked at becoming debt-free as soon as possible. And so we were actually debt-free by the time that I was 23. And I am so thankful that we finished paying off our debt in our 20s, because now we have the rest of our 20s and honestly the rest of our lives to live a life without debt. So if you're just getting started with money, take a look at your debt and see what kind of goal you can set for yourself for paying off debt in your 20s. The second financial goal is to get in the habit of budgeting. You guys, my husband Jacob and I operate off of a monthly budget, and we have since the first month we are married, and I'm so grateful that we got in this habit early. We were budgeting when we were barely making any income and putting most of that towards student loans, but we assigned every dollar a name at the beginning of the month, and we knew where our money was going. Here on my channel, I share a ton of budgeting tips, so if that is something that you're looking for, be sure that you're subscribed to my channel for more videos. But I love budgeting, and I think that it is the backbone for reaching your financial goals like paying off debt or savings. Now, if you're a little unsure about budgeting or it isn't your favorite thing, I want to encourage you by letting you know that a budget takes a little bit of time to get in the habit of. So it usually takes around 3, it can even take 6 months to get in the habit of budgeting. So the first few months are going to take a lot more time usually, and your actuals may not end up the way that you had planned in your budget. But that's okay, just take what you've learned and apply it to the next month and keep going. And now that my husband and I have been budgeting together for almost 4 years, our budget meeting is complete in barely any time. By getting in the habit of budgeting in your 20s, you're able to build off that foundation for the rest of your life. And so this is why I think that it is so important for us as millennials and 20-somethings to be working on getting in the habit of budgeting in this season of life. Because if you're able to tell your money where to go and budget it well when you're in your 20s, making maybe not very much, you're probably able to manage your money really well when you're in your high earning years later down the road. The third financial goal to consider in your 20s is saving for retirement. Now, this can vary person by person depending on what financial goals you need to work on accomplishing right now, so definitely talk to a financial advisor to figure out what is right for you. But for Jacob and I, we began saving for retirement in our 20s. In fact, we actually did save some for retirement while we were still paying off debt. Because our employer offered a match on our 401k, we put in what we needed to be able to receive that full match. So I was actually contributing to a 401k when I was 20 years old, and that is something that I'm so grateful for, because when it comes to investing, time and compound interest are on your side. So the earlier that you can get started with saving for retirement, the longer it's going to have to be able to grow, hypothetically. As of right now, I'm 24, my husband is 27, and we have $28,000 saved for retirement, and we haven't been maxing out anything. And I know that that is what we want to continue here in the next year or so once we finish saving for a down payment on our house. But I think that it is so wise for us as 20-somethings to be thinking about the long term and be thinking about retirement savings even while we're still just starting our careers. The fourth financial goal to work on in your 20s is getting an emergency fund. Now, having an emergency fund is so important for your finances. Jacob and I had an emergency fund of $3,000 when we were working on paying off debt, and as soon as we became debt-free, we upped our emergency fund to be now $10,000. An emergency fund amount can vary depending on the season of life that you're in or your circumstances, so think about what is going to be best for you. Some people like Dave Ramsey say 3 to 6 months of expenses is great to keep in an emergency fund once you have paid off debt. Others say up to 9 or 12 months of expenses. For Jacob and I right now, we are renters, and so we won't have to cover any sort of big living unexpected expenses. So our emergency fund right now is just $10,000, but once we do become homeowners, we know that we want to increase that more. Having an emergency fund just puts me at ease and makes me feel good knowing that I'm covered if we ever had anything unexpectedly come up. And the fifth financial goal to work on in your 20s is to learn how to talk about money. I think that money should not be a taboo subject as it is right now in our culture. I would love for us as humanity to be able to have open discussions about money. I think that it's valuable for people to talk about their money situations, to talk about things that they're spending money on, even how much they make, and to be able to share that openly with others to create dialogue and encourage each other on their financial journeys. Which is also why I am so open about money here on my channel, and I share my budget report videos with you guys, and I know that they're some of my most popular videos. And that's because people are interested in seeing what other people are spending their money on, what others are making, and so why don't we just have open discussions about that? I think that being able to have open discussions about money with your friends, your family, your spouse, and your kids is something that we should really start in our 20s to be able to build off of for the rest of our lives. To be able to solidify marriages and also teach the next generation about how to manage money well. So instead of making money a taboo subject, think about what we can do now to be able to have a better open dialogue about money. So that is all I have for you guys for this video of the 5 financial goals to be working on in your 20s. I think that these 5 things are so important to set ourselves up for financial success down the road. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new. Also, leave me a comment down below and let me know what is one financial goal that you are working on in your 20s, or if you're no longer in your 20s, what's something that you wish you would have done financially in your 20s? I'd love to get some discussion in the comments. And I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye guys.